Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, I'm Senki84 and welcome to Doom vs Doom. I've decided to take a trip down memory lane and compare the original Doom to its 2016 remake of the same name and compare how it stands up to its predecessor. So today we're going to sit back and look at the comparisons between the two, what changes they've made and what similarities there are. So the first thing we're going to look at is the logo as it's here. Now the original Doom really, for me, pulls you in. It tells you it's going to be an action-packed game, where the new one, well, it doesn't tell me anything really. So I've got to say the artwork in the original was much better. So here now, as soon as you load the game up, you get the front screen and then you are straight into a clip of the game. This is currently showing a later on level on max difficulty. It's giving you a taste of what is to come should you accept it. It is mental. You are everywhere. Whichever way you turn, there is something trying to kill you. Explosions, invisible enemies, everything. And anyone who has played the highest difficulty will know that there will be plenty of death. Next, we will have a look at the loading for the remake of Doom, and instead of a nice introduction, you are hit with a loading screen. So yeah, instead of getting a taste of what's to come, well, to be honest, I guess this is a taste of what's to come, because I found you saw more loading screens than anything else. But when you do finally manage to get into the game and it loads, you are straight away put into a menu showing you of things you can buy. It's not really interested in getting you into the game, it wants you to buy more stuff. So the two different intros we have there, and I've got to say, just on that bit alone, waiting to start the game, the original Doom has it for me. It gets you into the game, shows you what's to come, and you want to start. So that's another point for the original Doom. Next, let's take a look at graphics. How does the games look compared to each other? The original Doom, I have turned the sound off just so we can concentrate on what we are seeing here. But yeah, I will say, while the graphics are absolutely stunning for the time and date that the game first came out, they haven't dated that well, if I am being honest with it. You can see how pixelated it is, and the animations, while still really good, are slightly clunky. And of course, with a lot of them being 2D objects, as you move around, they actually move with you. So onto the remake. Now straight away, you can see the difference in the graphics. They're a lot smoother, a lot better to look at. And that is down to literally time and technology. Now, I don't play a game for the graphics. In fact, a lot of the games I do enjoy playing are usually low graphic games with a lot of pixels in them. So looking at them, I have to say, just going on aesthetics alone and the graphics, it's not a hard choice to say that the remake of Doom has better graphics. But does better graphics mean a better game? We'll see. But for now, that's 1 point for the remake of Doom. Okay then, so next let's compare the starting weapon, the pistol, shall we? Okay, so first off, we're not going to be comparing what the guns look like because that comes under graphics, and due to time and technology, again, we've just done graphics, so that would go to the new pistol. However, we are going to look at ammo. Now, as you can see there where I've highlighted ammo, in the original you actually had ammo for your pistol. It was limited to 50 bullets to begin with, and that was it. You ran out, all you had left was your fists if you didn't have any other weapons. Whereas with the new one, you have unlimited ammo, so you don't have to worry. What kind of changes the game, in my opinion, because with the original you had to conserve your ammo and be careful of what you used, whereas in the new one you can just go all guns blazing, firing, and not have to worry. And I've got to say, it was part of the strategy and the gameplay of conserving ammo. And yeah, so for the pistol wise, I've got to say the first Doom gets it. Can we just quickly take a little look at the interface? In the original Doom, you have your ammo for the gun you currently have selected, you have your health, you have which guns you currently have and which key to press to select them. There's also a lovely on-screen indicator regarding what state you are in. There is your armour, a little section to show which, if any, keys you are currently carrying, and then it tells you what type of ammo you currently have, if any, and how much, so you can always keep an eye on it. Now, if we take a look at the new Doom, you can see we don't have as much on there. You can see your health and your armour in the bottom left hand corner, and it does show you which gun you are currently holding, although you can see that just by looking at the screen. And it does tell you how much ammo you currently have in that weapon, but it doesn't tell you if you have any other guns. It doesn't tell you how much ammo you have for them guns, and there's nothing to show what sort of state your character currently is in. And I've got to say, that's a real big negative for me. There's nothing worse than being in the middle of a battle and thinking, I'll switch to a different gun, for example the shotgun, because it's more powerful, switching to it and realising you have no ammo for it. So you've just wasted time then having to select a different weapon or go back to the one that you had currently. So yeah, that is another point for me for the original Doom. But it's not all doom and gloom, because now we're gonna get on to actual gameplay. And the first thing to look at gameplay is difficulty. So let's just take a quick look at the various difficulty levels, shall we? So the first thing you'll notice is, again, the original Doom keeps with that theme of having the gameplay in the background. The menu actually appears over the game that is playing, whether that's the intro game or you playing it, you stay in the game constantly and the menu appears over it. Whereas with the new one, once again, it's another menu that you have to click through and it just takes you out of the game. But leaving that aside, you can see that both of them have a 5 ranged difficulty. Both of them do start with I'm Too Young to Die, but that's about where the similarities end. Now with I'm Too Young to Die, that is obviously the easiest one. All enemies are as good as one hit kills with a pistol, and it's plenty of ammo and supplies around, so it's casual for people or anybody who's younger or never really played this sort of game before. That it's kind of aimed for them. Next is, well, it kind of depends really which one you look at. In the original Doom, the Hurt Me Plenty option was the standard expected difficulty to play it as. There was plenty of enemies, it was laid out fairly, but especially in later levels gave you a bit of a challenge. Whereas that same difficulty is actually classed as number 2 in the new Doom. Now I don't know if the difficulties for them match regarding any bonuses or negatives that enemies are given compared to you between the two, or is Hurt Me Plenty the same as Hey Not Too Rough? It kind of seems to me, anyway, skip that Hey Not Too Rough. Then we go to the more punishing ones. Now again, you can see there is the ultra violence and nightmare modes. Now they are, as they say, a lot harder, especially nightmare. But in the newer one, it has an extra difficulty on it that is actually locked, and that is the ultra nightmare difficulty. Now, to me, who's played the original, I would assume, looking at this, that the level names and difficulties match up, but have been moved around a bit. So, I'm Too Young to Die is obviously the easiest. Hey Not Too Rough is the same as Hurt Me Plenty in the new one. Hurt Me Plenty in the original is the same as the ultra violence in the new one. Nightmare in the new one is ultra violence in the original, and ultra nightmare is the same as nightmare. Now the thing is, we're going to look now at actual gameplay. I'm going to play Hurt Me Plenty in both games first, and we're just going to do the first level for comparison. Then we're going to play the first level again in Nightmare on both of them. Now we would do Ultra Nightmare on the new one, but I haven't unlocked it, so I can't see what that is like. But let's start off with Hurt Me Plenty on the original Doom. As you can see, you get to select a chapter first. Now that is simply down to how the game came out. It actually came out in 4 parts originally, but when you do select your difficulty and you come in, you can see here you get a chance to get a feel for the game. You get to move about a bit, make sure you're comfortable with everything, and get to pick up any health or armour or even ammo that is lying around, just to prepare yourself. It gives you a minute before it throws you into the game. And there's a few bits around. If you're unsure, you can try out about shooting these barrels. You can walk into a post, that's fine. And then you come to the first door. And you've got a distance between you and your first enemy. So if you weren't sure whether they were enemies or friendlies, you could wait and see without risking your health. But then, as you carry on, you are then approached closely by another one before you are then introduced to the first creature of the game. And again, it's kept at a distance for you, so you can get used to it and see how it works before throwing acid hits at you and another monster that is up to hold of you to make you think. There's also a conveniently indicated secret there to show you that if you hadn't noticed, there are secrets around for you to look for, and they give you bonuses. There's also the map, and can I say that this map is one of the best maps in any game. It shows you nothing at all, but gives you a lot of information at the same time. You then get to the end of the level and it's time to heal up and restock before the next level, just in case you've had a hard time getting this far. Now this is standard on every difficulty, but there we go, you get to the end and then you get your scores to see how you did. I only got the one secret in there, but I wasn't really looking for secrets. But now let's have a look at the same difficulty on the new Doom. Okay, and here we go. So we click on the difficulty, and instead of being put straight into the game, you get another load screen. Now I know the game does need to load in because there's more capacity it needs and all that other stuff, but it just seems that trying to get into this game is nothing but load screens. When you do eventually get to the end of the load screen and you come in, you are then hit with a cutscene. So I'm just going to be quiet a moment and let you watch this cutscene. And get your gun and you start. You're under attack straight away. You have no time to get used to anything. And for me and a lot of other Doom players, that is not a bad thing. However, if you're new to the game or even the franchise, then it could be a bit overwhelming and leave you in a bit of a panic if you're not sure on controls. Okay, let's just listen to what she has to say a minute.
We have to contain this.
Right, so again, it doesn't tell you anything, it leaves you wondering what to do. Then the doors open and you can't actually get in here until the doors are open. And when you do, you see your suit and another cutscene. And then, again, it doesn't give you any information about what any of it means. And then you just put the suit on. I can understand you want to do the suit reveal and everything. But then you think, okay, right, that's just the introduction. They're throwing things at you. You've got to figure it all out. But then you get ready to go, and no, there is more. It's telling you, giving you loads of information that mean nothing at this point in time to you. And then you get a nice monologue from I'm assuming villain. So since we put it in, we will give him a chance to have his say. So I will just shut up a minute while he speaks.
Welcome. I'm Dr. Samuel Hayden. I'm the head of this facility. I think we can work together and resolve this problem in a way that benefits us both.
And there we go. We have our temper tantrum before we start. Now in here you come around with your alarm going off and you're greeted by another set of enemies. before again it pauses and you have to stop. You get a tutorial regarding glory kills, because this game loves its glory kills. It's gone from a shooter game where you want to stay away from the enemies to one where you now want to get up close and personal with them. The enemies spawn health now apparently, but then you walk up the stairs and you are gifted your shotgun. No looking around for it, no going, well you want it, you've got to wait. Nope, there it is. And you get a small cutscene and you're another enemy. A quick shot and again you take them out. Everything is handheld. You have no choice at the moment of where to go or what to do. Then you get into this room, and the first room you actually have any sort of freedom in, but still you don't as well, because it's just the one room you're stuck in. You can't go any further forward and you can't go any further, you can't fall back. However, I'm going to try and make one positive out of this room, and that is that big red orb in the middle here. And yes, and I think that was a great introduction. It tells you how these creatures came to be on this plane of existence. But then you get ambushed. What? Fine, great, you know, you got ambushed in the older Dooms plenty of times. But you are now trapped in this room until you've killed them all. You can't run on ahead to get away from them. You can't fall back because the doors are all locked. Now, if you can get realistic in any sort of way in this game, realistically wise and story wise, you can accept it. Because there's an unknown entity and the security system is shut down the area. Gameplay wise, it just doesn't work. It's not right. It's an artificial way to extend game time. Now I love hunting down and trying to kill all the creatures, but that's because I went looking for them, trying to find where they were hidden to kill them. Not, right, well, you're in this room, you're not getting out until you kill them all. It doesn't have the same feel to it. And don't get me wrong, this game was enjoyable, I did enjoy playing it, but it didn't feel like a Doom game. It just felt like a generic first-person shooter. And that's not what I would want to be a Doom game.
Disengaged.
But we finally cleared the room out, and we finally have access to move on. And once the doors did finally open, you are then greeted by another conversation before you can get into the lift to end this section. But that's not the end of it, because again, you are now stuck to
full responsibility for the horrible events of the last 24 hours, but you must understand, our interest in their world was purely for the betterment of mankind. Everything has clearly gotten out of hand now, yes. But it was worth the risk, I assure you.
And then after the monologue, you guessed it, another cutscene with the introduction. Now, that, you know, there's nothing there to say how well you did. You can find the secrets, you can kill everything, you can pick anything up, nothing. It's just right there, and now get on with the next level. So, well, that's the first level. Okay, so now we're going to look at Nightmare mode on the original, and the first thing you'll see is the warning before you start, telling you that it's going to be completely and utterly unfair, and, well, you'll see how unfair it is. You start off right round the first corner, you have two shotgunners waiting for you, And anybody who was lucky enough to play this game knows that shotguns don't normally appear until later on. Yes, you get your shotgun earlier, but already you've been ambushed by 2 more shotgunners who you don't actually see straight away. But finally take them out, and you'll see my health now is extremely low. And just look at the look of the guy right there in the centre. Now, I'll admit, yes, I made a mistake here, but this was just so I could show you one of the other secrets that was available. That is, if you hit the button and come out fast enough, now you have to be fast to do it, then you were able to get out here much earlier and could potentially skip most of the level. Fortunately, at this difficulty, that also meant the side panels opened and every enemy was able to see me and shoot me down. You'll also have noticed that they are also spawning in constantly. And as soon as I open the secret door from the other side, 2 of them were waiting for me, ready to hit. And the thing that you will notice as well is the enemy's health hasn't changed. Neither has the damage they actually do to you. The pistols still do the same damage to you, and they still take the same amount of damage to kill. So one shotgun from close range will kill all these enemies. The difficulty comes from the fact that there is more of them and they are more aware of where you are. Now you might notice something there, that one of the shotguns turned on its own. And that was one thing you can use to your advantage. They would turn on each other if they got hit by friendly fire. But something else you may have really seen as well is how low my actual health is now. And that is not because of anything unfair or untoward, it is literally just the number of enemies waiting for you. And the fact that they keep spawning in constantly. There's no way of stopping it. I could sit here for an hour and they will still keep spawning in. But there is a secret area here. It doesn't actually count as a secret because you don't have to do anything really to find it. But it's there so you can get the shotgun earlier in the easier levels. But there you go, there's another one who just came to spawning, but because I was too close to it, he spawned in somewhere else. And just when you think, right, I'm done, finally, there's one more surprise right at the end before you click out. And again, you'll see here now, I got 137% of kills. 37% more enemies I killed in that level than there were when that level started. So yeah, that's how the original Doom did difficulty. So now let's have a look how the newer Doom does difficulty. How do they make the Nightmare mode more difficult? Now I am going to skip a lot of the cutscenes because we've already seen them and you don't want to be sitting through them all again. So here we go. So you get into it and again you get your gun and you are met by the first 2 enemies as always, but this time as you get around there is a third one to take out. And okay, that's good because the original Doom did the same sort of thing. It added enemies in. So yep, you get in, you check your guns out, you get the same cutscene. And so far, yeah, it's been fine. So let's now skip ahead to the actual first corridor and see what's happening there. Now you come in and you will notice something. Well, you'll notice it now. Nothing. It is exactly the same. You have the same enemies, the same number of enemies, and it's just as easy. And once again, you are gifted your shotgun. So yeah, no difference. Apart from that very first room where you got that one extra, I didn't actually count any extra or any stronger enemies in that corridor. And again, you come in, you have your cutscene, and again, one of these creatures, that's it, and he's set up, straight there, this, 2 shots, and he's dead. Okay, fine, you know, it's 2 shots with a shotgun, you know, we all know how powerful a shotgun is. So, you come into here, and again, it's the same enemies, there's nothing different at all. So, it's not until you actually get hit that you actually notice the first difference. They hit harder. Okay, great. So there's the first bit of difficulty. They hit a lot harder. But, okay, so it just means you just have to dodge them. It's just like you did in the original Doom. But the difference here is you are forced to get up close to them because of this whole, they have everything on them that you need. So they have the health for you to recover. They have ammo for you. You're forced to stay there. But okay, you know, it does make it harder. The other thing that I've noticed as well is their health. They have more health. They are more tanky. It takes so many shots to kill them. Now, again, to me, that's just artificially increasing the difficulty for difficulty's sake. You can accept the hits being harder because, well, they would be, but there's still the same creatures, they're still the same, and yes, as you saw here, I was killed. But that was due to them having more health and hitting harder. I know that does make things harder, but it's an unfair, in my opinion, that way. Having more enemies that hit harder, but have the same health, would be the fair way to increase difficulty. But then, okay, we'll go back to the checkpoint, because this doesn't really have save points in it. It's the checkpoint where it saves, so you can't actually save where you wish. And you can see here how tanky these enemies actually are. These were getting taken down with 1 or 2 shots with a pistol on the easier level. This time, it's taking countless bolt shots to kill them, but eventually we'll get them down. And this is where a old tactic actually does still work. The old hit and run. So you see them spawning in here, and the only way to really do it is a lot of dodging in and out. Find a spot and stay there and let them come to you. It's not very tactful, it's not very enjoyable really. It's a case of sit and wait it out and take out whoever comes near you, because that's the only way to do it. There's no chance of doing anything different. You leave this secure area, and again, storyline, realistically, yes, that is probably what it would be the best choice to do, is to find a nice area to hide and kill them as they come through. But Doom isn't that. Doom is, as the saying goes, rip and tear. You're meant to be going at them, killing them, not sitting back and waiting for them to come to you. It just doesn't feel like a Doom game to me. Now yes, these are only my opinions, but that's what this video is all about, is my opinions. I would love to hear everyone else's opinions on all of the things I've mentioned so far. But as you can see here, I'm just sat back. I want to be out there with my shotgun, shooting them in the face, not sat back trying to preserve my health. But eventually, you know, I have to move because I'm now running low on ammo. So this is the first time something is forcing me to go, but it doesn't matter because I've already killed them all. And the door to the end is open. It's quick run round, pick up some ammo, and again, you're given extra ammo. But you can't move on until the hologram's finished talking, and then you get the exact same monologue
I'm willing
again.
to take full responsibility.
Okay, so that was the original Doom on medium and hard, and the new one on medium and hard, and you could see how they were both doing difficulties differently. The original Doom had stronger enemies in there and more of them. The new one had the exact same enemies but just buffed them. They made them harder to kill and hit harder, and that's just difficulty for difficulty's sake. It doesn't change anything really. So probably expected this, but I've got to give this point to the original Doom for fairness on the difficulty, even though it did say it would be completely unfair. But maybe I'm being too hard on the new Doom. Maybe nostalgia is making me overlook the flaws in the original Doom and nitpick at the new one. Maybe just down to the advancement of time, games have changed for the better in the most part, and maybe the new Doom has a more fairer difficulty curve regarding the way it does it, where the original Doom threw the enemies in at you right at the beginning. As soon as you got going, you're stuck with a pistol, you're fighting level 3 and 4 enemies, and it just stays like that all the way through. Where the new Doom wants to keep the enemies, just make them harder to kill and you easier to kill, and then later on it introduces it. So what I'm gonna say here is I'm not gonna end this. This is going to be part 1. I'm going to sit down and I'm going to play through both the Doom games up until I've got through a few levels. I don't know how many yet, but we're going to get a fair bit into each game. And then we're going to do the same again. We're going to go in and we're going to compare what the games are like. Have they changed from the first level to the later level? And how does the gameplay suit them there? So for now, we're only at a partial decision. We will be back in a week's time, I'm going to say. I'm going to have it ready part 2 for next Sunday. So look out for that, because that will hopefully be very interesting and it will give me my final decision on Doom versus Doom. But for now, I've been Sankey84. This has been Doom versus Doom. Thank you for watching. Look after each other and goodbye.